And now, Epstein. Ever since he arrived in this country 54 years ago from New York, he's 78 now. Epstein has, after all, been pretty well ever since he arrived, one of the giants among us. Oddly enough, not all his work has been seen in this country, not even in photographs. Also, oddly enough, perhaps, he's only rarely committed himself to any public reflections on the nature of his own work. Now, it so happened that fairly recently, Anthony Ireland of the Royal College of Art was able to photograph the full range of Epstein's work for the first time, and these photographs were published by the college. Now, it also so happened that some time ago Epstein did commit himself to a few reflections, and we put these two things together in order to provide you with an impression, albeit only a very short 5-minute one, of the range of Epstein's work.
The human side is now totally neglected and forgotten, and my idea has always been to express human ideas and aspirations. Mechanical forms are all right and good on motor cars and aeroplanes and dynamos and machinery of all sorts, but I cannot see why these mechanical forms should be repeated in sculpture or in painting. The human spirit is not bound and confined to mechanism or apparatus. I would say sculpture involves the relation of masses. There must be a thought, a motivation behind a work of art if it is not to be a mere exercise. My own training was academic, I think rightly so. I have a strong belief in an academic training, whatever you do later, and however you break away from the strictly academic in expressing yourself. They are images of whole peoples or elemental emotions rather than persons. But I think I have been fundamentally faithful to natural truth of form in my work. I have never tried to create purely abstract forms. I want greater richness of content and meaning instead of impoverished, invented forms. And there must be some generating thought or subject behind a work of art, not a mere exercise. What I most deplore is the great loss of any deep human feeling. I come back to this and I feel that my long experience and practice justify me in protesting. I put everything I can into a portrait of any kind. The study of the human being is frightfully important. Today, portraiture is looked upon as a very secondary affair and only valued commercially. Well, that I deplore. I look upon portraiture as requiring imagination as much as any other kind of work, and I would just as soon put forward a portrait to represent me as a large architectural or so-called ambitious work. this Madonna and Child to the convent of the Holy Child. But that is what I mean by sculpture. My tendency has always been religious. It may not be known, but that is a fact.